Amazon is slowly forcing sellers to have passkeys across Seller Central, and even your users are going to have their own passkey. We're going to be going over what passkeys are, the good, the bad, the in between, and pretty much is there is a vault door, and now you could open it instead of a password. You can use a pass key, right? So secure the door before you hand out keys. So instead of giving people your password to log in, you're going to have a special pass key. Now, the pass key is attached to your computer or to your phone. And as long as nobody else has your phone or your computer, then you're the only one that can pretty much log in. So it is system specific instead of a password where you can give it out pretty easy. And now, as long as they know it, they can log in. So it is more secure. But now, if you had multiple people logging into your account, your main admin account, now it could become a lot more difficult, right? But this is the announcement 6 days ago. We introduced passkeys as a more secure way to sign into Amazon. Passkeys are tied to your device and password manager, making them resistant to phishing attacks while providing a faster sign-in experience for you. Now, it could be for those who share account access with multiple individuals. We've created a simple setup process and how you can do it. Each one has their own account. Repeat for all new users. Now, this is, it sounds like a lot of work, and it is. And it could be a pain, right? Because, now Amazon is like, okay, we're implementing these new passkeys. You're like, okay, why? Well, they don't want you to get hacked, right? Of course not. So it does keep your account more secure, potentially, as long as nobody steals your actual device and gets into your actual device. If you forget your passkey, all hell breaks loose. Every user has to have their own special passkey. So they have to learn about passkeys now, not just passwords. So it gets a little bit nuts because a passkey is not a password. You can't search it. It's not a secret. It's not a special key. It's a device, right? That automatically unlocks. There's no special key. That's not a shared secret, right? Now, here's the thing about passkeys, right? So pretty much it says, this is your device. I understand this is your device, and then lets you in pretty much. It kind of goes through like a process of authentication. So it's only attached to your device. Like the social security number is only attached to you. It's only attached to the social security number of your device pretty much. Okay. That's how it logs in. It's like, oh, this is you. So somebody would have to pretty much clone your device. Not only it'd have to be a perfect image clone, which is very difficult to do and takes a lot of time. So it is harder, but here's the problem, right? The problem is we strongly encourage all users to set up a passkey as soon as possible. Passkeys are available to all sellers and will become required for some accounts in 2026. Required. That means it could mess up everything if you have multiple users, right? It might kick out these third-party tools if you're using third-party tools. It's going to make it a lot harder for anybody to log in. If you're using AI, it could cause a lot of problems for AI to log in, or using AI because it could kick them out. So there's a lot of pluses. There's a lot of cons. If your account does get hacked, that's got to be terrible, right? But they could still hack your account, right? It's not like it's going to protect it fully. They could do a remote access to your computer, and then pretty much you're done from there, right? So passkey required. They're trying to chain you up to these passkeys instead of a password where if you just don't tell anybody, nobody will know potentially, compared to a passkey. If someone steals your device or gets remote access, then they can log into all of your stuff. So technically, it might not be as secure depending on who we're talking about. Now, this was made by the FIDO Alliance, who I have no idea who the heck they are, but a passkey is a FIDO authentication credential based on FIDO standards that allows a user to sign into apps and websites with the same process that they use to unlock their device, like biometrics, PIN, or pattern. Passkey, it's completely different than these. Passkeys are FIDO cryptographic credentials that are tied to a user's account on the website or application. Like it's pretty much usually attached to the actual device on the account. With passkeys, user are no longer need to enter usernames and passwords or additional factors. Instead, a user approves a sign-in with the same process that they use to unlock their device, like a biometrics pin in a pattern. It's different than that, right? It is, they're making it seem like it's super simple. It's a bit different. The word passkey is a common noun. Think of it as a way you would refer to a password. It should be written in lowercase except when beginning the sentence. Okay. It's not written. Okay. So that's just a little bit confusing, but that's just kind of like the whole overview. And again, when you're giving user permissions, they need to now get their own pass key to log in. And it gets a little bit crazier that the secondary user will need a brand new email address that has not been used on Amazon, on any Amazon account before. Now, I don't fully know. Does this mean like they can't be another user on another user account? I don't fully know, right? I don't know if this is rolling out as well, but Amazon's just shooting every, policies left and right, up and down. So we got to see. Just take it one step at a time. I wouldn't fully implement it yet. I would just take my time, build a way back, right? So if you lose it, what happens, right? It's very, very difficult. So if your device got destroyed, it could be very, very bad, right? Especially unless you had a password manager that was able to do it. There's password managers out there that are able to store, and your Windows device it could be bad, right? I'm just going to be honest. It could be very bad. There is a way to get a recovery key, but it's like a special key that you have to get. And it's not just any key. It's an actual physical key this time. So they're talking about, hey, it's not physical, but you need a backup in order not to lose it. It's a whole thing. So I would have a backup of the backup of the backup to the best of your ability. If you have a good password manager, usually that's paid, they can help you store these passkeys, right? So that's my recommendation, one that's online. The strongest sign-in still needs a recovery path that your team can explain before the device disappears. Imagine that, but it is harder, much harder than clicking forgot password. It's going to be a lot harder to get in if you forget your passkey because there is no forgot. At this time, I have not seen a forgot passkey option. And then sync across device option when supported. This is what it's talking about, right? Know where it lives, plan for a lost device, keep a second root. Because if you lose your passkey, everything might be completely lost. And then you have to go through Amazon and try to get them to identify you and not lock the account out and not get your account suspended because nobody's managing it now, right? Having a backup, like a user permission backup, that could help, right? So stop treating a lost device as an account ending event, right? That's what you want to do. And so you just have extra backups. Run the test before trust. So test before you trust it, right? Have a primary, they're saying to have a secondary user, right? Create a secondary user that creates a passkey and see how it works. Because if the secondary user messes up and the passkey doesn't work and they all of a sudden they get locked out of their Amazon, at least it's a secondary user that you created. So it's saying to test that. So that's why it's a fallback and you don't use it as your primary user yet. One clean test beats a team-wide surprise. It does. It does. And if you do it for your team, you need to really make an idiot-proof guide. 2 login paths to prove, test the owner path, test the team path, which is the user permission path, and keep the fallback known. You find the rough edge in a test, not during a shipment payout or emergency. That would be terrible, right? Leave a clear trail, access map, write the path down, never the secret, right? The secret's technically a password. A good handoff records who can enter and how to recover while every secret stays private. One clear map for the next person. You leave your team a map instead of a mystery inside one person's device. Yeah, that would be very bad if just one person had a passkey and then they leave the company, they get sick, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't log in. So where most get stuck, saving the actual passkey in a shared note, which I don't even know how you can do. Document the path and the owner, never the credential. I guess you could, no, I don't know how you can do that. Use the handoff below to turn the rollout into a short, repeatable check. And here's the handoff. Do not rush the prompt. You can open, there you go. You can open and log in and settings. So Amazon's setup path starts here. So you go to login settings. Each teammate has a secondary user. That's step number 2. Step number 3, your provider or recovery key is known, right? And then number 4, so you have a way to recover your passkey if you lose it, every single secondary user. But you would start this yourself first. You tested primary and secondary signing. So as if secondary signing works with the passkey, then you create one as your primary login. And then you can train your team. Right now, run the real sign-in test on devices your team uses. This is the best way to do it. And this is the recommended way, right? And they're saying again, they're going to start rolling it out and making it mandatory, supposedly towards the end of the year. Do I think they're going to do this? Yes. I actually think they are going to force this at the end of the year because they don't want to be liable if you lost your passkey. Oh, well, right? So that's kind of it in a nutshell. A lot of different things to take in. I would, follow my recommendations. But if you do need help on Amazon, not regarding passkeys, but everything else, such as your Amazon Seller Central sales, finding a product to sell, anything in between, every problem, we've dealt with it before. 99% of the issues because we sell on Amazon ourselves and we know Amazon. The link's right in the description if you need help with anything Amazon. I'm Josh Hackett, CEO, signing out.